It's cosplay time. I would like to begin by stating that this room is an absolute mess, and it is entirely my fault, and it is such an after-con problem, not a now problem. But we are so close to being done with our cosplays. And when I say so close, I mean one of them is actually pretty dang close and the other one has a couple hours left of work, but close adjacent. Everything that is left to do for my cosplays. Beatrice number 1, find a waistband ribbon. Number 2, dye my hair red. Number 3, make a hairpiece. And number 4, find appropriate jewelry and accessories. Lilith number 1, make gloves. How? I don't know. Number 2, put on the wig and style it and make it hair-like. I don't know. And number 3, make horns. Number 4, make a crown. You might be asking yourself, how am I gonna do all this? And the answer is, I have no idea. So, I feel like Beatrice is good. I feel like I've got that in the bag. I'm almost done with her. I just need to compile the last couple of things and I'm there. Lilith, I have no idea how I'm gonna make the horns. I have no idea how I'm gonna style the wig. And I have no idea how I'm gonna make the crown. But because I have absolutely no motivation and barely any will to live anymore, we're gonna start on Beatrice. So that way I can feel accomplished and like I've done something. I did go out and I did find a ribbon. I know I said I wanted to get a ribbon that matched the hairpiece and the trim, for those who don't remember. This color. However, I checked both Walmart and Joann's. And oddly enough, there is no ribbon of that exact same shade. So I figured the best way to do it, rather than to make something really similar that looks just a little bit off, is to go in a completely different direction. So if you look at the picture of Beatrice, I know her ribbon matches, but we're gonna go off script a little bit because I can. And I found this ribbon. Huh? Kind of cute. If you look at like the style of the ribbon, and then this, they're kind of talking to each other. And then I figured this is just a completely different color and everything, so nobody will say that I failed at matching it. I'm just a genius, what can I say? We are going to start by turning this ribbon into a waistband of sorts. Let's get to it. I will say one thing that really bothers me about this dress that didn't really bother me when I finished it the first time because I was like, who cares, whatever, we'll just get into the bit, is the fact that some of the polyester dyed terribly. And by dyed terribly, I mean I just sewed it terribly. So you can very clearly see a cute little white line. But we're gonna pretend that you can't. And it's gonna be fine for now. But here's kind of where we're at. And if you see, I have quite a cute little strip of stomach that shows right there, which is cute, but not the vibe that we were going for. Let's put on the ribbon and then kind of see what would look best. The ribbon that I chose does have a wired edge, which might just be incredibly uncomfortable. Kind of cute, right? Also, the thing is about these kind of dresses is that you just look pregnant. So I'm not pregnant, but I'm gonna look like it, and we're gonna leave me alone about it. What I'm thinking we're gonna do is, can I tie it into a bow? Or is that gonna look silly? I can't tell if it looks silly or not. Okay, wait. Okay, let me go back and look at the footage and see if it looks silly. Okay, the answer is that it looks very silly. So I'm gonna go downstairs and try to get somebody else, to tie it and make it look cute. And if I can't make it look cute, then I'm gonna cry about it and figure out another game plan. Okay, we were not able to make it not silly. This was Ro's best attempt. So we're gonna take a little bit longer, and what we're gonna do instead is we are going to cut it to the exact length of my waist. And then we're gonna cut it and then sew some hooks and eyes so that it closes nicely. Let's do that real fast and then move on to the next thing. We are going to start by, I think, doing a cute little layer of hot glue on both ends. These are my fasteners. So because it's big enough, I think we only have to use one, kind of right in the center. We'll call that a day. Let's get hand sewing. Also, I'm still working without a tripod, so if these shots are real whack, that is why. perfect and back. But it's what I like to call good enough. I did go out and get a ton of Beatrice-inspired jewelry, if you want to see. Do you want to see it? I have these super cute resin pressed flower earrings, and they're blue, and I think they're perfect. Then I got this little pendant right here. We are going to put it on an old necklace that I bought when I was in high school. But so it's gold, it's beautiful, and it's kind of got like a little leaves pattern there. So we are going to put the pendant on the shorter part of the necklace. And then lastly, I'm so excited about this, I got my own pair of the stork scissors. I'm going to attempt to sort of figure out the hairpiece. Okay, but actually it is significantly cuter than I thought it would be. I thought it would be drop dead beyond ugly. Like, people will look at it and go, ooh. And I mean, it's messy. Like, don't get me wrong. But once it's neat and the ribbon is like laying a bit nicer and I'm not, you know, I'm actually doing it in a mirror instead of just feeling around, I think this could be so cute. So hair's done. I so am not wanting to do Lilith, like, at all. I'm like, the dress is done. I don't want to have to make anything else. But I know I need to make more stuff. I know there's more to do. But I'm so stressed out that the horns are going to turn out terribly, so I just don't want to do it at all. It is currently 6 o'clock, so I have an hour and a half left before I need to take a several hour break, and then I'll dye my hair tonight. So I need to get Beatrice 1000% done in this hour and a half, which it's gonna happen. And then I need, I'm so overwhelmed. We're just gonna take a deep breath. I need to try on Lilith's wig and see how horns would look on it. Yes, let's get going. Also, I know I'm still in Beatrice's dress. I tried it on so I could try on the waistband, and I have not had the opportunity to take it off. I'll probably just be working in it for the next little bit, you know, just to test out its functionality. This is the wig. If you look at Lilith, she has incredibly, like, down to the floor long hair, and I will not be doing that. For the very simple purpose of I like walking. Ooh, I look blonde. Honestly, I kind of look cute as a blonde. This works for Lilith. So we're just gonna call it a success. Here's the plan, Stan, okay? I cannot find the contact cement, so I need to go out and get some more, which is fine. But I only have an hour until I need to be leaving the house, and it's far enough away that I would not be able to go out, get it, and then come back. Since I only have an hour, and I do not have enough time to go get contact cement and then come back, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dye my hair. You are balancing so precariously right now. Okay. Okay guys, here she is. She's so cute, and it's just like sort of natural. I'm now super running late for the show, so I gotta see you guys later, but here she is. Oh my gosh. Hello. The show was fantastic. I cried a lot, which is normal for me. But now we're gonna move on and we're gonna keep going. the way I'm going to make these horns, this is my triangle. And I am going to use this as a pattern piece for some EVA foam. And then what I'm going to do is match up the long edge of the triangle with the not as long end, like this. And then keep it going all the way down. So I've got one big old cone. And then from here, I'm going to heat gun it to do something like that. My EVA foam is actually like wrecked by kids. Good morning. I went to bed at about 3 a.m. last night, and I think it's like 10-ish right now. Heavy on the ish. I slept some, but right now, we gotta keep working on these horns. I was experimenting with how to get these horns to like properly curve, so you didn't see me actually do it because it was so late at night, and I was like, by the time I figured it out. But what I did is I would heat gun the foam, and then I would roll it up and then hold it while I heat gunned it some more so it would hold that, and then keep doing that slowly over the entire thing. And this was our result, which, I mean, I'll freaking take that. I'll call that a win. However, she's looking a smidgen ugly with all of these kitty teeth marks. So we are going to add some Mod Podge. I have no idea how old this Mod Podge is. I don't remember buying it. Alright, it's so good that it's unopened. It's crusty though. This is probably a couple years old. So satisfying. Hey landlord, look, even though it's dripping, notice how I put it in a box so that it doesn't get on the carpet? Very demure, very mindful. I have a bit of a game plan for the crown, and I drew it terribly, but I'll show it to you anyway so you can see what the intention is. For reference, this is the crown, okay? So how we are going to make this is we are going to ignore the two things down at the bottom. I'll just cover them with my fingers so you can't see them. We're going to make a band that looks a little bit like this so that it's like a rectangle that gets thinner. And I drew it terribly, but yeah. It'll get thinner as it goes out. And then we're gonna make two rectangles that look a little bit like this. We're gonna cut it at a 45-degree beveled edge so that they can line up together and make a bit of like a three-dimensional thing. And then we'll do the same thing for the smaller spikes. And then for the moons, we're gonna do the exact same thing, I think. We're just gonna cut like crescent moons and then cut two of them, bevel them, so that way there's a little bit of a something there. We should cut this out of pattern paper just because this is all the EVA foam I have left. And I think I can make it with that, but I can't really afford to make mistakes. So. Well, I can't get the whole thing out. That's okay, we only need this part. How big is my head? We're gonna roughly want the crown to go to like there. So 17 inches. This is what I've got. So we got a cute little moon, a tall spike, a smaller spike. I put some contact cement on the edges of the crown pieces, so I'm waiting for that to set. And while I'm waiting for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a hand turkey, essentially, so I can make the gloves. Okay, here's the thing. This has kind of some rough edges. And I really want to add a cool texture. So something that I saw online a couple days ago, which was really, really cool, was taking tissue paper and gluing it on to add texture and to make it, like, look cooler. So I think we're going to do that. I feel like we should heat gun these guys, glue it on here, cover everything in tissue paper, and then work on the gloves. Now things are dry and ready to be painted. This crown needs to be painted black, and then the horns, which I did, and you did not see me do that, they got a little bit of texturing, especially along the crease. We're gonna paint everything, and then while it's drying, we'll make the gloves, and then seal everything, let that dry, and then I think that's it. I've got some good news, and by good news, I mean news, and that is that we are going to cut the gloves from Lilith's cosplay. And the reason behind that is that I've made 2 attempts, and both attempts have sucked. What that means is that all that I have left to do is finish the crown, finish the horns, finish the wig. And then both cosplays are done. We're kind of going in with a silvery color just to get the high points. Takes like a black moon, something like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and seal everything, and then the sun's going down, so I'm gonna have to film the reveals tomorrow, but I will see you tomorrow. Davey messed with the settings of the camera, so I cannot tell if this is in focus or anything. But hello, let's talk about what worked and what didn't. Let's start off with Beatrice. Gotta say, I think it's a 10 out of 10. Of course, there's like a couple visual things that I would have liked to change, like how the trim was a little bit more white in certain areas, which I've already talked about previously. But as an overall, I am so happy with how that turned out. And then for Lilith, as you notice in the reveal, I was not wearing horns. And the reason behind that is that I could not figure out a way to get them to stick to my head. I tried magnets, I tried a headband, I tried bobby pins, and ultimately, the base of the horn was too big for my head. And so it just was not staying. So I am just not gonna do horns for Comic-Con, and that's okay. But besides that, I'd probably rate it like a 9.5 out of 10. I definitely think it could have been neater and it could have been more planned out. That's how I'm feeling. By the time this video comes out, I will be at Comic-Con. I'm actually supposed to be leaving for it in like, should have been 30 minutes ago, and I have not left yet, so I'm gonna go finish packing and go. I will be filming Comic-Con and how it goes, so stay tuned to see what I do and how I feel about my cosplays after having worn them for 8 hours while at con. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.